morning to all. We are going to learn computer science C++ part 2. In part 2 we are going to learn what is called tokens in C++. The smallest element which compiler can understand is called tokens. The characters that is used for your compiler to compiler for program is called tokens. What are we call it as tokens? First one is variables. Second one is constant. Third one is keywords. Fourth one is operators, and fifth one is punctuators. So all these are characters that are used in a compiler for programming. So we call it as tokens in C++. Variables is otherwise called as identifiers. Variables we call it as identifiers. Constant variables we call it as identifiers. What is called a variable? The value that changes during the execution of your program is called variable. The value that changes during the execution of your program is called variable. An identifier given to a value is called variable. So for example, in computers, all values has an address to store in a computer. That address we call it as identifier, that we call it as variables. Example, variables can be any characters from A to Z, small a to small z. Very important thing in C++, the variables should be always the variable name should be always given in small characters. That is, C++ is a case-sensitive language. C++ is a case-sensitive language. So you can give any character using smaller case. For example, a equal to 5. A is called variable, 5 is called constant. A is called variable, 5 is called constant. Always here, variable should start with alphabet. Always a variable should start with the alphabet. Next one is constant. Before learning constant, we learn fundamental data types. What type of data are stored in a computer for the execution? So there are different data types which stores in computer for execution. Fundamentals data types of C++. So what is called data type? When we are programming, we need to store some data in computer. So computer should understand what kind of data you are going to store in the computer and number of bytes occupied by the data type what we are going to store. So according to that, we have different data types. One is character. We call it as CHAR. That is data type. Character data type. it stores 1 byte. It stores 1 byte. Integer data type, second one is integer int, we call it as int. It stores 2 byte. Integer data type, we call it as int 2 bytes. Next one is float. Third one is float. Float data type. It stores 4 byte. It stores 4 byte. Next one is, fourth one is double, long. It stores 8. It also stores 4 bytes. Long, double. Fifth one, long double, sorry. Fifth one, long. It stores 8 bytes. Next one is sixth one, long double. It stores 10 bytes. So here we are seeing different types of data types, that is a character, integer, float, double, long, double. So all these data types are stores with different bytes. Character byte stores 1 byte, integer allots 2 bytes, float allots 4, and double allots 4, and long allots 8, and long double allots 10 bytes. So this is what the fundamentals of data types. Thank you, students.